Mr. Farrukh, there is this constant confrontational approach from PTI as well. And there has to be a middle way. There has to be a way out of this confrontation. But there are too many caveats when it comes to the PTI's narrative as well. For example, I'm quoting from the record, the research that I've done, that whenever we are talking about May 9, there are so many flip-flops that are being seen coming from PTI and Imran Khan himself. For example, at times we heard that he said that, well, I was under illegal detention, so how can I be responsible for all those riots? At the same time, he said, well, this is what was supposed to happen because you arrested the most popular leader. And then he said, well, what happened has happened, and those who are responsible should be held responsible. So with this kind of an attitude, with this kind of confrontation, where do you see the politics of PTI going?
Right, Zunaira Saba, thank you very much for the opportunity. First of all, my salam to all participants. Now, let me also, first of all, because you have actually brought up the flip-flops of PTI, let me address that in a specific context. In Pakistan's history, recent history, whenever we have seen our attitude towards things that we don't want to actually accept or deny, plausible deniability, there we end up actually employing 4 tactics, and I call them the 4 tactics Taliban apologists, right? Because I'm talking about war and terror right now. So the first one is to justify the other side. The second one is rationalize. The third one is normalize. And while you can't do anything else, then you obfuscate. So right now, the bit you spoke about regarding Imran Khan Sahab saying that, okay, the greatest leader of the country was behind bars, so they had to do it. This is justification. Then you talk about the second one, rationalize. I mean, I was behind the bars, but of course it had to happen, something of the sort. Then, normalize. Okay. But things are going to have consequences, and whatever you did had a consequence. Obfuscate, because now you are facing the consequences. Now you say that, okay, I was behind the bars, how could I do it? Then you say that, check out whether there were other people inside those groups. But we remember what was happening on the ground that day. We remember what was being said repeatedly. We remember all those WhatsApp chats or messages that were coming our way. So now when we talk about the scope of talks between the two sides, General Saab earlier was saying that whatever is happening is dangerous. With due respect, General Saab, he has actually fought wars. He has been a soldier. My humble submission is that everything is dangerous. Life is dangerous. Everything that comes your way poses a challenge also. But does that mean you actually stop living? I've been hearing this argument since ever that we don't have time, that we are in a very tough kind of situation. But with due respect, when you talk about the reality of life, I mean, we managed to muck on, we managed to move on. So I'm not that much concerned regarding IMF. Whatever is happening with the IMF is a negotiation. It will continue. And one day, hopefully, we will come out of that unscathed. Regarding foreign policy also, regarding umpteen other issues, I think that we will work. But right now, you have to appreciate, Zunaira Saba, how this is being perceived by the Fauj itself or establishment. May 9th was considered a kind of an coup and an attempt to divide the army, so to cause a civil war. So had the other side prevailed, the army, his segment, knows that what would have happened. The winning side would have never thought of mending fences. So they ask you now, why should we actually suspend the consequences in the name of circumstantial changes that might be happening in the region? Whatever it is, we are ready. We will face the music when it comes, but right now what we have to do is we have to ensure that if such an action takes place, there are consequences.